Hello everyone, habari ya jioni popote ulipo ama popote ambao unatutazama. Rafiki yangu Miguda, habari gani?
Habari yangu iko salama, ndugu yangu ama kakangu Benson.
Uko salama?
Niko salama salmini,
Eh,
tuko tu mtaa, tunapumzika, tunapiga gumzo,
eh,
tunaangalia vile hali ya taifa iko.
okay. Na we unashabikia timu gani?
Katika Kenya ama katika Uingereza?
Uingereza.
Uingereza, mimi shabiki wa timu ya Manchester United by default.
Okay, unajua
Nilipatikana tu mimi shabiki ya Man U, lakini sikuamua, waliniamulia na wale walitangulia.
sasa wakina nani hao?
Nilizaliwa nikapata kama familia yote iko katika Man U. Sasa mimi nikaingia tu hapo ndani.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unajua jana Arsenali walikuwa wanacheza, lakini sikupata bahati ya kuitazama mechi, lakini niliona highlights tu. Nikaona venye walicheza na Man City. Na jana unajua wa Arsenali walikuwa wamefurahi sana. Najua kama watu wa Man U pia mlikasirika kwa sababu nia ya Man United ni kwamba kuona Arsenali wamechapwa. Na hiyo ndio furaha
Nia
yao.
ya Arsenal ni kuona Manchester United wamechapwa.
Si ndio hiyo basi, sasa kila mtu anataka wakati Man U inacheza na timu fulani, Arsenal wanataka Man U wachapwe. Na Arsenal pia wakiona Man U anacheza na timu fulani wanataka pia Arsenal wachapwe.
Ni kama hiyo ligi ya Uingereza ni kati ya Man U na Arsenal.
Ehe. Lakini mbona sisi katika tu tukikuja Kenya hatushabikii sana timu zetu hivyo? Ni shida iko wapi?
Ndugu Benson, sisi hatushabiki timu zetu za Kenya.
Eh,
Tunashabikia ni vile sasa unapata ya kwamba hizi matimu zetu ziko na washabiki chache sana. Kwa mfano, mimi ni shabiki wa Gor Mahia.
eh,
Kogalo huwa anatazamaga mechi zao, na pia kuna wale shabiki wa Ingwe, FC Leopard. Sasa inalingana na eneo ambayo hizi timu zinatokea. Kama kwa mfano napata kama eneo tunatokea watu wanapenda mpira, na eneo ya magharibi pia watu wanapenda mpira. Napata kwamba FC Leopard wana shabiki wengi sana. Ukienda huko kwa mfano Bandari United, huko eneo ya Pwani, watu wapendi mpira sana. Sasa utapata hawana shabiki wengi. Hata ukienda eneo ya Mount Kenya, watu wanapenda biashara kuliko mpira. Sasa hata Murang'a FC hawana shabiki wengi, lakini wanacheza vizuri sana. Alafu ukienda pia eneo la Kisii, Shabana FC, Wakisii wapendi mpira sana. Sasa inalingana hapa nchini na eneo tunatokea. Unapata kwamba wale watu wa eneo wa magharibi haswa Nyanza na Western wanapenda mpira sana.
Okay. So unataka kuniambia kwamba watu wanapenda mpira huku nchini kwetu kulingana na sehemu ambao wanatoka ama kulingana na ujuzi ama talent ambayo inatokana na eneo hilo, ama tutasema aje?
Inalingana na eneo na vile vile talanta pia. Kwa nini niseme hivyo? Unapata kwamba hata ukiangalia katika ile squad ya Harambee Stars, wale idadi kubwa wanaoongoza kwa hiyo squad unapata ni Wajaluo na Waluya. Sasa hiyo inakuonyesha kwamba wale ambao wako na hiyo talanta ya kucheza soka wanatoka eneo ya magharibi. Na pia ukiangalia katika michezo zetu za Olympics, unapata kwamba hapo pia Wajaluo wako, Waluya wako, unapata Wakale. Sasa Kenya tumebarikiwa, tuko kila mtu anacheza vile kulingana na eneo anayotokea na anawakilisha nchi yake kulingana na ile talanta ambaye alipatiwa. Sasa unapata kwa mfano huko eneo za bonde la ufa, kuna zile mlima na pia kuna hiyo baridi inakuanga hapo. Sasa inakusaidia you can sustain much in the field. Na hasa unapata watu wengi wa kutoka huko eneo ya bonde la ufa ni wakimbizaji. Vile vile unapata kwamba huko eneo la magharibi na hasa Nyanza na Western, wengi wanapenda mpira wa kandanda, na vile vile pia kulingana na historia vile kandanda ilipendeza, Gor Mahia ilianza kitambo sana na FC Leopard. Hizi kama Shabana na Murang'a FC ni timu zimekuja tu juzi hivi, tukiwaona juzi tu hivi, kitu kama mwaka wa 3 iliyopita hapo nyuma, lakini Gor Mahia imekuwa huko tangu hizo enzi za Jaramogi, za Kenyatta zilikuanga. Sasa historia pia inachangia sana.
Okay, asante sana, na kwa wale ambao wanatutazama tunawashukuru sana. Naona Judith uko na sisi, hebu tuambie leo imekuwa aje? Kama wewe umetazama sisi leo sasa kwa mara ya kwanza, na hii ndio mara yako ya kwanza kuja katika this our channel, we really welcome you and feel at home. And I was today. I had an opportunity to listen to the governor Kenyatta, Irungu Kenyatta. By the way, he's doing amazing job. He's one of the governors that I think are performing so well. But I don't know whether the media or people do not like kind of like dig too much in his leadership. I think he's one of those who are performing well. So the people who are being led by Kenyatta, I think they are doing good, and that's good. And Miguda, today I know you've been discussing about this. You started Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today is Monday. So today we want to do with you a recap of what really transpired about the issue of the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Something that me and you are admitting, or something that me and you know, that the Deputy President, the issue between him and the President has been in the limelight for quite some time now. And if just to give you a brief of when it started and when it started to gain that momentum was after during the protest by the Gen Z, when he was accused as one of the financiers of the Gen Z. That's where we started to realize that some things are not going well. And if you can remember, the second presser that the president had, he did his presser, then immediately the deputy president was at the coast, and deputy president did his presser. So, and like this is an executive, so people are wondering what is happening. So that's where I think it started, and from there it has been gaining momentum from being accused of financer of, or like somebody who's financing the Gen Z in the protest. Then it came to impeachment that has been coming in, and today I think Mugatana today took a letter to the deputy, I think the speaker, to censure the deputy president, and that is what is happening. But let us now take a keen look, because during the conversation that he had in the TV or during the interview, to me, I'm trying to take different look, that everything that happened between Friday from Markiti Market to the interview to Saturday to Sunday, it was something that was planned, and it was a way to send a message to particular individuals or particular people. To be precise, it was to tell the president to be precise. That's how I think that this is what we are feeling, and this is what is happening. And this is confirmed by him saying he was removed from WhatsApp group, which means that one tells you that the communication between him and the president is not good. So that is the analysis we want to take. And I also tend to believe that what is happening between the president and his deputy, or the president handlers and the deputy handlers, is not in the best interest of the country. Because during his interview, he did not mention anything to do with things that touching on the people, but he mentioned the mistreatment that he has been receiving, especially from President Handler. So let us to take it that route. And also something that I'm seeing that Deputy President, people might have taken him as a very weak candidate, but I don't think so. From what I saw from Friday to Sunday, I think he's exhibiting some kind of like a very strong candidate, especially when it comes to the politics of Mount Kenya. Yes, Mr. Miguda, what do you think about what I'm saying?
You have put it very correctly. Judith is a national fan,
Oh,
and yesterday they drew with Man City,
yeah.
our neighbors. So when sometimes we lose, she used to tell me that she used to call us Mama Esther. Anyway, that's a story for another day. So he's a good friend of mine from Central Kenya,
Thank
and
you.
that is football.
Yeah.
We are in Man U is national, but we are still friends.
Yeah.
So Irun Kangata, the Murang'a governor, is according to me. I don't know about the people in Murang'a, but from my own analysis and the way I've been following him, I believe that he's a good leader. He's a scholar. He's an intelligent man. He is well planned, and the way he's managing his county, even he usually updated us. If you go to X, usually updated us on the ongoing projects in Murang'a. Maybe on after a fortnight, usually update on the X, even how he's doing his projects. So it means that he's very transparent. And the Kangata, in my own view, uh, it might be something big in future in Mount Kenya, and it's very tactical. Irun Kangata he came from, he was a councillor before the repeal of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Then from councillor, he went to become the Kiharu Member of Parliament. And during his tenure, Didi Nyoro was the constituency manager, the CDF manager. And that's how Didi Nyoro got to interact with the local people and was elected in 2017 when Irun Kangata now went to become the senator for
Oh,
Murang'a County.
okay.
Then from senator, he was elected the governor for the first term. So he has been elected from councillor, MP, senator, governor. So he's climbing the ladder, you can see. So I think his star is as bright as for any other politician. And probably, who knew, maybe can become a deputy president, not today, but finish his second term, or maybe a president, because he's overqualified and he's playing his card very tactical and very nice. And I like the way he's moving. He has never lost any election and
Oh,
he's delivering. And I like the fact that he's very transparent because he usually updated us on the X on the ongoing project. So I will rank him as one of the governors who knows exactly what they are doing and understand the evolution. Coming to the issue of
remember, he also wrote a letter, the letterman. Remember during the time of
Irungu Kangata Babarua,
Kangata
apart,
Wabaru.
apart from writing a letter, Brother
Eh,
Benson
eh,
is the one of the few people in this country who are best columnists. Usually, is one of the best columnists in this country. I usually read some of the columns by these writers. Irungu Kangata, Professor Makau Mutua, those are one of the best columnists in this country. So
okay.
he knows how to write letters very well, and I've been following him. Coming to the issue of Rigiji and William Ruto, Rigiji, though people are saying that they are playing a script, I don't think it's a script because Rigiji's goose has been cooked, and it's just a matter of time. If it could be a script, the question we could have asked ourselves: who is being conned here? Is it Raila? Because Raila is already in government. If at all Raila could be out of government, it could be Raila they are calling Raila. But now Raila is in government, so they are not calling Raila. Rigiji goose has been cooked, and Rigiji is now preparing ground He stated very clearly in the Citizen interviewed with Sam Bituk that impeachment will cause political instability in the country. That impeachment might cause military intervention. What does Rigiji means by saying political instability and military intervention? Rigiji is simply seeking sympathy card that you guys kindly hold that impeachment and is moving in Mount Kenya. He's moving in Mount Kenya, asking the people to bring it on. At the same time, he's appealing that stop it, because he's saying that even Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta, they part ways in the second term. In first term, he was allowed to work. So why can't you allow Rigiji to work in the first term and the second term you part ways? So it's like he's calling it, bring it on, at the same time, he's backing down. So he has been caught in a catch-22 situation. Rigiji is preparing ground for rejection. That when that impeachment motion is brought into the parliament, the people from Central will automatically reject, demonstrate against it. So that's why he was calling that it will cause political instability in the country. And you heard Didmas Baraza responding to Rigiji that whether it causes political instability or not, political instability cannot last for more than 3 months. And Didmas Baraza said in Kiswahili, watapiga kelele baada ya miezi tatu, mlima itatulia na tutaendelea mbele. So Didmas Baraza was responding to Rigiji that even though this impeachment motion might cause political instability, but the stability of the politics will come back. But we want to deal with you once and for all. So Rigiji is aware that the impeachment is coming. He's just preparing ground for the people to demonstrate. And the main point here, Brother Benson, Rigiji is not genuine because he wants the impeachment motion to be tabled. At the same time, he's seeking that, Mr. President, be kind to me. Even Uhuru was kind to you. He gave you first term, second term is when he wanted to chase you away. So kindly be kind to me. Allow me to work with you for first term. And you have heard him calling President that, kindly, Mr. President, put your house in order. There's still time. Brother Benson, there's no time. They're going to introduce that motion to impeach Rigiji.
Okay, I agree with you. At the same time, I disagree with you. One of the reason why I disagree with you, you see, when you look at what is happening, I would say there are two characters or two individuals that are now in the same field. Remember when the deputy president, currently the president, was going through the same thing. The Right Honorable Prime Minister was in the play, and Uhuru Kenyatta was in the play. Yeah. So that is another thing. So I don't think like deputy is the deputy president is coward, because a point where it has reached now, it has reached a point whereby it is bring it on, I bring it on, and this is well seen, especially based on what the deputy allies are saying, you know. And one of the steps, Marco Buddha, did I say hi to you? Sorry about that.
Okay, thank you for saying hi. I'm also saying hi to MIGUGA and to everyone watching. I can see Judith is asking, where is Ayaga? Ayaga is in the comment section.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So sorry about that. And I want to also take this opportunity to Linda Kanini, asante sana. Tuko pia pale Facebook, tuko na Mike Onyango, asante sana. And this is what I was saying. And if you look at it, because one, Deputy President took one during the show, it took what we call a reconciliatory tone. He was reconciling himself, that is one, with the people of Mount Kenya. Two, he was reconciling himself with the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And in his reconciliatory tone, or in his reconciliatory, he said that the president is undisputed, the king of the mountain. And that one alone was a very, very, very strong message, because remember, I don't know which station was it. There was this station that had a road show. If not Kameme or Inora, I don't know. There's this lady who usually, I don't know her name, they usually have a morning breakfast show. And during this time, it was the birthday to Mr. President. And she called the president during that show, that road show. And like everybody was happy. The following day, that road show was canceled. You can remember. And it tells you how people, the people of the mountain are still resonating well with the former president, you know. And that saying that he is undisputed leader of the mountain has a meaning, because when you look at the history of Mount Kenya or the history of independence of this country, the Kenyatta family has a history with Mount Kenya. You might say bad, or there are those negative you can say about the family of Kenyatta, or the positive part of it. But the reason, the best, one thing that we cannot deny, that the Kenyatta family has a very strong foundation, because Kenyatta family was the founding father of the nation, and together as the Mutomboria Njamba. Wama wanasema aje mtu ako kam-. Yeah, so that is something that you have to. So by him coming as a man to say he's sorry, never again shall we fight again. He's my brother, he was my confidant. And this is what should worry the president the most, because remember, the poison that was sold in the central Kenya, including the president and deputy president during the campaign, how the first family was viewed in that region. It was that poison that you could not diffuse. And that poison, again, that is what the deputy president is trying to do. The very moment he starts to go to Mount Kenya, you see, he started with the Kiambu County. If he does this in all the counties in Mount Kenya, by again diffusing the poison that was planted on the former president and bringing another poison that he's planning against the president, it will be very difficult for president to encounter that. And if the president is going to encounter that, he will have to invest heavily. So that's why I tend to disagree with MIGUGA that we should not underrate Rigiji, because Kenyan politics is about tribal, and your region plays a major role. And another thing also that I'm trying to disagree, because people usually say that politics is about interest and betrayal. True, I agree with that. But betrayal and interest are just the wheels that runs it. The one pillar that is in politics is power. And if we talk about power, the Mount Kenya region knows what power is all about. So it's not, it's when Rigiji is talking, it's not only talking about the political, it's talking about the power. Look at the corporate in Kenya. Who are the majorities in the corporate? So that is power, economic power. We have political power, economic power. Yeah. When it comes to churches, who are the people leading in the churches? That's spiritual power, or we call the church's power. So it's not about interest. Interest and betrayal are there, but the power usually take a center stage. And when you want to interfere with the power, then you will see the rebellion is coming. So that is one thing that I say, that let us not underrate Rigiji. Makobura or Miguda, you can maybe say something.
Let me say something before Makobura come in.
Yeah.
I never said that I'm underrating Rigiji. What I was perceiving to the viewers is that what I know, that in politics, interest is constant.
Yeah.
Only interest is constant. But when you talk about betrayal, Brother Benson, Jomo Kenyatta betrayed Jaramogi Oginga Odinga.
True.
Mwai Kibaki betrayed Raila and later Kalonzo. Uhuru Kenyatta betrayed William Ruto. So if Ruto decides to betray Rigiji, it is now urgent and important that he's crying left, right, and center. Once you're a politician, You must be ready for anything. Betrayal is normal in politics. Just find your way out of it and chart your way. Brother Benson, in 1974 in this country, there was an impeachment motion brought into the LegCo, that is the parliament, by the late J.M. Kariuki, to impeach by then President Jomo Kenyatta. But there was no action against it in parliament. So, it was that impeachment motion was brought. But later, James Kariuki was assassinated in 1975. He was killed. So you can see that in the history of this country, there has been an attempt to impeach a president in 1974. And James Kariuki was coming from Central Province, former Central Province. Jomo Kenyatta was coming from Central Province. So there was an attempt to impeach Jomo Kenyatta in 1974 by James Kariuki. Governor Sonko and Governor Waititu were impeached in 2020, respectively. So impeachment has worked in this country, and the attempt to impeach a president has happened in this country. So if you talk about betrayal, maybe someone is saying that Rigiji is being betrayed politically. In my view, betrayal is very normal in politics. Because in politics, the only constant thing is interest. Provided that our interest is not converging, then I don't have any business to be doing politics. And
But
when our interest...
let me ask you, what makes your interest to converge?
Power.
That's it. So power is the center of everything. In the process of betraying you or in the process of developing an interest with you, it's all about power. And that's usually what happens. Immediately after election, you will realize so many of the members of parliament will tend to align themselves with the executive. What is the reason for that? Because the power attracts. So in the
power
process,
attracts, yes.
yes,
But absolute power also corrupts.
Yes, but what they are fighting for is the power, because when you have power by your side, when you have power by your side, you can either be betrayed or the interest. When you have that interest, for you to get even that tender, you have to have somebody somewhere to call, and that's the power. So that's why the majority, to be, even though we say that politics is about interest and betrayal, yes, those are just the wheels in politics that drives it. But one pillar in it, it's power. And if the power was not one of the pillars, I don't think for one time that the Right Honorable Prime Minister could have been each and every successful government that he has always collaborated or interacted with them in that manner, because power is there. That's the main reason.
I got you, but also just what the former Kubura come in.
Yeah.
In politics, you must learn the art of saying goodbye. Whenever you are getting into politics,
Yeah.
you should not be. You are reach a point whereby you are stressed up. You can't move on. You should learn the art of saying goodbye, just like in a relationship. Once you said to a lady that I love you, the next thing you should think is saying goodbye, because anything can happen. So it's just like politics. So the art of saying goodbye, Rigiji should learn that art of saying goodbye.
Which he has learned.
Yeah, but he should now move on.
He's moving on.
Yeah, by moving on, now I get you. Now he's starting his own political path by moving on. Yeah.
And one way in which Deputy President is moving on, I might be wrong in how I see it, is creating his political path. And in the process of creating his political path, based on what his soldiers are saying, listen to what Ketu Waruguru, listen to what Wamushomba said, listen to all they said. Some of them went directly and attacked the president without fear or favor. Yeah. It is bring it, I bring it. It is war. No political war, Yeah. And we are creating our own path. And bearing in mind something that also might also be giving them that courage. We have reconciled with our king. We are just waiting our king to make a pronouncement. Once the king make a pronouncement, then we will do what the king wants us to do. And we have apologized. So that is how I think about it. Makobura. Makobura, umekwama tena?
Yes. Okay, I'm here. First, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome all the viewers, all the commentators, and to assure them that we really appreciate the fact that they've been with us, they've been engaging us, they've been following. We really appreciate as a channel. And this is Brother Benson Media. Here we say that your opinion counts. I also want to remind those who are new to this channel that you can subscribe, you can like, we will really appreciate. Yeah, so on the discussion which is going on, I think the issue of the deputy president is it's a serious thing. The problem that is currently facing, the political problem is facing, it's a serious thing that needs to be handled with a lot of care. Because as far as is concerned, is coming from the Mount Kenya region, and truth be told, the Mount Kenya region, I mean, the population, the bigger percentage of the population of Kenya comes from the Mount Kenya region. So again, when we look at those who have been president, most of them have been supported by the votes, the majority which are coming from the Mount Kenya and possibly from the Rift Valley. Politically, the difference that you are seeing between the deputy president and the president, it is not going to be an easy thing, especially for the president. Suppose maybe wants to maintain power come 2027. Because if you keenly analyze what is really happening, you'll find that the deputy president and with his close allies and all those other politicians who are not who did not welcome, or those other politicians who did not like the leadership of the president and the deputy before, the likes of Mushomba, you find that they had left following the president a long time ago. So now they were hanging somewhere. With the difference that is there between the president and the deputy, they have now find a home, and this home, they're very comfortable. They're now attacking the government. And I want to tell you up here, I'm always a prophet. I've prophesied so many things. I said this thing of the deputy president was going to pass, and currently it is a topic that is being discussed everywhere. I want to say here that if this difference continues, if the president will not find time to try term or to finish whatever the difference is there, then politically there are going to be so many changes to an extent that it would be tough for the president to maintain his seat come 2027, because the approach that the deputy president is taking politically, it's not a good one for the president. If you've keenly followed his politics, you see he has very serious politicians around him, the likes of Ketu Aruguru, the likes of Mushomba, the likes of Majadon, the senator of Kiambu, among others. These are politicians who are very tough, who are tough talking. These are politicians who have a stand, and these are politicians who are able to whip the emotions of the people of Mountain. From what you've been seeing, you've seen situations where whenever they get a chance to converse with the people, they speak in their native language. And I'm telling you, if you try read the moods of the people, the speaking or the conversation gets into the hearts of their people. This is going to change the thinking of the people of Mount Kenya. Personally, I've started feeling from what I'm just seeing that truly the president is not being good to the deputy, as per what we saw, the political happenings which brought them on board to this 2022 election till they got to power. So can you try to imagine, me, I'm not coming from that area, and if it has gotten to a point where they're now conversing in their native language, and people are seeing the sense that truly it is not right for the president to keep on mistreating or treating badly the deputy president. And I want to tell you that if this impeachment, if they don't stop this issue of impeachment, the president will really find it tough. Is going to fully lose support from the Mount Kenya region. And again, a confirmation of that, if you watch the clip, I mean, the interview that the deputy president had the other day, he acknowledged the fact that the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, is still the kingpin, the undisputed kingpin of the Mount Kenya region. And from what we've seen, you know, the former president, while the swearing, I mean, when Ruto was coming in, he said that as much as Ruto is the legitimate president of the Republic of Kenya, he believes that his president is Juan Raila Amolo Odinga. That's a confirmation to you that the former president is not seeing eye to eye with the current president, and politically, what he went through when the current president sent people to mismanage or to to talk hell about the family of Kenyatta, to attack their properties. They didn't find it well. You remember the president going at night to go protect his sons. And so this is a clear thing that they are going to use all these bad things that they've seen in this government. They are going to use it to attack the current president. And I want to assure you today in this channel, the Mount Kenya region, come 2027, they are not going to support one William Samoei Ruto as he is going to defend his.
Okay. It's it. Okay. Thank you so much. And let me take this opportunity. Martha Jerry, thank you so much for joining us. And she says Uhuru is the mountain kingpin, but Gachagua is set to succeed him. I agree with her. And this is what I also want to give a take. You know, as I said earlier, the interview that was held or was done by the deputy president, this interview had nothing to do with the issues of the country. It did not have anything to do with what is happening in the country, but it was an interview for a particular purpose. One, as I said earlier, is to speak of what he was going through, what he was going through, and again also to let the president that he was communicating to the president and his handlers. And this is what is happening. It is natural. It will always be natural. You know, as much as sometimes we might say as a community that our country we are not tribal, but it reaches a point where when one of you, especially one of you that's come from your kingdom, is going through rough time, as a person you will have that feeling, you know. Yeah. And Makobura, you talked about on how the first family was treated. Remember even recently how Kanzedena came out and say on how the president is. You know, it's in this history of our country that we find the former president and the current president, or sometimes they've never been in good books. Yeah. It's very rare that it usually happens in the country because what usually happens in countries whereby you have a former president, the former president will always try to advise the current president. But this is what we did not see with this. So this is what also will play very big, especially when it comes to emotions. One, when the DP talks about on how we did to the president, our son, talking about our son, and I said that he apologized and he said that never again. Yeah. And now again, their son again, now the second son is going through the same thing. You know, that community feeling will be there and it will not be easy as usual. And I think you talk about the president finding a way of handling this. I think where it has reached, it will be very, very, very much difficult to handle it. Because remember, even when the president was going out of the country, deputy president was not there. Does it mean that he was not aware that the head of state is leaving the country? At the airport, we only saw the interior cabinet secretary. Yeah, he was there. So those are some of the things that we need to talk about. And like even those who are kind of like still not agreeing with regarding the central, they have to think twice, because as we speak, in political ranking of central Kenya, in the political ranking, Rigathi Gachagua has a higher rank in politics right now because he holds the most highest office of the land right now, the second most highest, the deputy president. And in Mount Kenya, he's the one is holding the highest office in that region. Yeah. So in terms of political hierarchy, he is up there. So that one should accord him the respect. Now, let's come to
Yeah,
what.
maybe allow me to respond to this kindly.
Yeah.
Gypsy Connor is saying, Kevin, are you surely buying the sympathy card? First, Gachagua was used as a weak running mate who was going to be kicked out by Ruto when the right time came. I totally agree with you partly that Gachagua was used as a weak candidate. That's a fact. But another truth that we need to accept is that he's currently the deputy president. He's no longer a weak candidate. He's the second most powerful person in this government. And I want to tell you, Gypsy Con, I've been moving around. I've been walking around the city. I've been walking in the streets of Nairobi. I do interact with my friends from the Mount Kenya region. I'm telling you, if you hear them speak, they have started saying that truly the president is not being fair to them as a community. That is what is on the ground. So me saying that the tactic that the deputy president is using together with these close allies, I'm telling you, it is the people of Mount Kenya are listening. They are buying it. They are buying all these things that the deputy and their allies are telling them, because we've seen situations where whenever they come to speak, if you saw, for example, when they were in Waiteti, that is in along Thika Road, if you also see the deputy president addressing the Githurai residents, if you also see him addressing the people of Kiambu, I'm telling you, the kind of welcoming, the kind of behavior that you see among the people, it is one that they are accepting the fact that the president is not being fair to the deputy, and they're really buying it. So my appeal, if this continues, I'm telling you, even those people who are still, those Mount Kenya MPs who are still with the deputy president, they're going to become very irrelevant in the coming days. The same way, the same thing we saw in the last government, the Ruto government. If you keenly followed, as much as Ruto and his close allies would come to the people and tell them, you know what, we helped Uhuru Kenyatta and now he doesn't want to listen to us. It is the same thing we are seeing in the Mount Kenya. The deputy is saying, I struggled, I was taken to court, I was given so many charges which were not even true, just because I was fighting for the deputy then. So the same language the deputy president then used to convince the people of Mount Kenya, it is the same language that the son of Mount Kenya, the truthful man, the Mau Mau, I don't know how he calls himself, is using the same language to tell the people that it is now not listening to me. And I'm telling you, the people are buying it. And very soon, the likes of Majority Leader and all these members, the likes of Ndindi Nyoro, Nyoro, I think, might be elected again as a member of parliament just because he's a good performer, yeah. But most of these followers of William Samoei Ruto who are coming from the Mount Kenya, I'm telling you, they will not see the gates of the parliament come 2027, because where at this point, what we are seeing politically, it is now personal, it is now tribal. And the fact or the truth of the matter is Kenyan politics is based on tribal arithmetic and tribal reasoning. Very soon you will see the deputy president relevant when he speaks or when he convinces their people.
Thank you so much. And he will stay relevant, especially when it comes to their people. And one thing that I would agree with Gibson Connor is about when, even if you listen to Wamushomba today on Spice FM, she was talking on how deputy, during the time that they wanted to vote on who is going to be the running mate, he even confessed that he fought for the deputy. And one of the reasons he was giving, even the president himself, that she confessed, I might quote, like, the president wanted Rigiji. And the main reason that I think he wanted Rigiji, one, they felt from the ground, because people were rebelling against him. Like, people did not like his kind of leadership based on the fact that he was in the Moi regime. Then another thing, he was a DO. Yeah. And you remember how during the Moi regime, how it used to be. So due to the fact that about the history, that one was putting him as a, on a very bad state of that. And the Kindiki, the CS Kindiki was loved. So, being loved and having that support from your community, that was a threat to the president, because this person can call the shots. So that's why he might have gone with the weak person, and they say that this is a weak person, people do not like him, so let me be with him, and this one will make me to what, to even to control. But from the look of things, or from what now is coming out, he's not very weak. Yeah. Because remember, when you look at the politics of Kenya, this art of politics that everybody is playing, I've always say that. There's nobody who can play the art of politics of Raila Odinga apart from Raila Odinga himself. There's nobody who is going to play the art of politics of President William Ruto. There's nobody who is going to play the art of politics of Musalia Mudavadi and all those big names, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. Those have been in the Kenyan politics for long. They know on how they play their art. And each one of them has their nicknames in the politics, and that one does not worry them most. So one thing that is happening right now, yeah, it is almost the end. I think even the president was caught unawares of the interview, because look at how the interview, because this is the second in command calling interview. Why should it be only one TV station as compared to the one that president called? The president called the Spice FM and other media stations. Yeah, all the media, but this was only one that, and you can remember he said he called for that press, for that interview. He was not invited. He called for it, which means he had something to say. So, it means what is now on the table is the exit plan. How am I exiting this? And what art of politics am I going to use? Remember what Malala say, Malala cannot just speak like that, because before they went even there was a meeting that they had. So which means everything that was spoken from Friday to the TV station to yesterday to even what will be spoken today, those are issues that have been outlined, and they are said strategically, and they want to target specific people. They don't just play like that. Maybe, Miguda, let me bring you before we go and maybe look something about ODM that is quite very much interesting. That, yeah, the idea of the chair lady of ODM coming and calling presser and talking about Gachagua, and I felt that was the lowest moment of that leadership to me, because remember when the president was, when Raila Odinga, His Excellency Raila Odinga was working with Ruto, with Uhuru Kenyatta, how many times when Ruto was complaining about, did they side with them? So sometimes you see the highest sycophancy of its best, you know, you know. So maybe Miguda, your take.
My take on the regarding Gachagua impeachment.
Yeah,
I think I will comment later about that issue for DM.
yeah,
So, Brother Benson, I'll just have a different view over
okay,
what we have discussed.
all right.
You know, I will understand that the politics of this country is not what the common raia, mwananchi, thought
Mhm,
it is.
mhm,
Because we as the electorate believe that once we elect our leader, is going to work for us, they're going to be service delivery, he is going to serve the interests of the people at the center of the power. But it's very unfortunate that these our politicians, they do not mind about people, the common people. They mind about their games and their interests and their ambitions.
yeah,
If you look at keenly what is currently going on in the KK government, it's not
mhm,
a news. If you look at history into deep, you find that it's something which has been happening very normal. In 2002, when NAC formed the government, Kibaki betrayed Raila. Raila started to chart his own political path, form ODM, they opposed the proposed constitution, they no one, and they formed the Pentagon. They went to election in 2007. Then from there, you find that Raila also betrayed William Ruto. In fact, he sacked William Ruto from the cabinet, and Kibaki saved William Ruto. So going forward, the people of Mountain agree that let us support Raila on condition that Uhuru and Ruto are not going to The Hague. Raila declined that they should go to Hague and is not going to get any support from Mount Kenya. The only constant people who have remained is 2013, 2017, that is Uhuru and Ruto. But remember, even after 2017, Uhuru betrayed William Ruto. And all these happenings or events, the incumbency have been controlling the system. The only time where Ruto tried to outmaneuver the system was in 2017. But all the historical events have told you the incumbency have been winning. So Rigathi Gachagua has found himself in a situation whereby all these political so-called allies or cousins or foes, they have been in those circumstances. The only new thing is that Rigathi Gachagua is a newcomer. So maybe he's finding it hard to get his way out of these circumstances. It is very normal. So the sympathy, according to me now, the
mhm,
people of Kenya should not get into wars of these politicians because even today they can betray Rigiji, but who knows tomorrow? Ruto can work with Rigiji. Sometimes we are fighting wars like the 2007 elections. Kikuyus fought against Kalenjins. Later, Ruto and Uhuru shook hands and they worked for 10 years. So the common Mwananchi should know that the people or the politicians do not have the interest of the people at heart. They only care for their own political ambitions and they don't even offer service delivery. That is number one. Number two, Brother Benson, when people were campaigning, there were manifestos and there were some promises which were given to the people of Kenya. Right now, people are running away from their promises and from the manifesto which they even launched those manifestos. Right now, everybody's busy about 2027. Who's betraying who does not want to work with who, who's interested who, broad-based government. They have forgotten whatever they promised they call magic. And now my worry is one. The people or the common Mwananchi are following the suit. With them, they are going to those rallies, they are sympathizing with Gachagua, some are castigating Ruto, but they are forgetting to help these people into accountability. With them, they are very happy now. The people have forgotten, the people have moved on. People are now, no one will question them, no one will help them into accountability. People are now focused on 2027. Brother Benson, I will agree with you that it's about power. After 2027, you'll see the people also, there's some betrayal, people for 2032. So it's a routine in this country. We should shift our thinking as voters. and we should shift our thinking as leaders. Let us not do it normally. Let us have some. That's why I agree sometimes with Gen Z, though we are being castigated by people like my good friend Ayega. You are very right. Let us get overhaul of the system. If you cannot get overhaul of the system, let us shift our politics, or let us transform our politics through civic education, so that the people should be aware that the people in power do not care about what they are promising, whatever they are telling the people. Their interest serves. That could be my point.
Okay, thank you so much. And talking about shift and having a civic education, we are trying to follow up on a guest who will have a conversation with us about civic education. Hopefully, we will get his authorization to come. They have a very, very, very good organization that started immediately after the election. It's called Kikao, and they're talking about um, how to handle civic education and how can we take leadership and Kenya that we want. So we are still having a conversation with him, and hopefully he will accept our invitation, and we can come here and share. He can share with us about the Kikao and what they're planning to do and taking leadership. Makobura, what do you say?
Okay, I accept the fact that as a people we need to change our thinking politically. We should stop thinking in this tribal manner. We should open our minds, welcome other people, accept that we are people from different tribes, and work together. Because if we continue with this mentality of kingpinship or tribalism, it is really dragging us back as a country,
Mm.
and it is also giving advantage to some few individuals to uh, mismanage, to get into corrupt dealings. So we need to have some positive thinking where we bring everyone on board, where we accept the fact that we are from different tribes, different culture. We are supposed to be united by the Kenyaism in us. You see, those people who fought for the independence, they never said that we are only fighting for the Kikuyus, because it is true that the people of Mount Kenya were at the forefront fighting for this because they were closer to the capital city.
Mhm.
But the another truth is that they were also assisted by people from different regions, the likes of Jaramogi. They assisted in a way that they could. If you hear those stories, you'd be told that sometimes people are fighting within the Mount Kenya. At times they would flee when they were fleeing away from these people.
Yeah.
They would be housed by the people from the Nyanza region, and they would hide them, and they would tell those people, no, that we've not seen them. So
Mm.
as a people, we need to have this uniformity of thinking. We need to be welcoming people. We need to be a people that really care about others. If someone tells you he's a Kenyan, let's accept that fact. Let's not ask, are you from Kikuyu land? Are you from Luo land? Are you from Kisi? These are things which are widening the problems that we have as a country. And when we come with this tribal narrative, it gives the opportunity or advantage to some few people to get into it. And then when you try tell them that you stop being corrupt, they will tell you that you are attacking us because you are from this region. You are attacking us because you don't want us. We are the minority in in this republic. So let us be a people that uh, diverse in their thinking. Let us be a people who are positive. Let's not have a negativity in us, because this negativity, it is so funny that even in Kenya,
Makobura,
yes,
let me ask you. You've spoken about the tribal and all that. You know, so w- where is our point of departure? Because I hope and I believe that you've been in higher learning institution. and you've interacted with fellow Kenyans who are from other region, and we interact very well, especially like us when we were in a higher learning institution. You know, we were interacting very well. Like we would not see that somebody is from this. We see that Kenyanas. And another thing, especially when you're outside your country, this is one experience. When you meet, usually the tribal thing or the tribal language usually doesn't come. That Kenyaism is not with us. So where is our point of departure? The point of departure is at the voters, or the point of departure is at the leaders?
Okay. Allow me to give you a brief story of how I grew up.
Mm.
I grew up in Kisumu County, Nyakach constituency, uh, in a place called Nyabondo Plateau.
Yes.
I studied there from nursery to high school.
Mhm.
So when I was growing up, uh, sometimes around 2008, 2009, 2007, 2008, I was still young. I would be told that people are fighting. And then when I try understand what was going on, I was only told that someone has kuna mtu ameiba kura ya Raila.
Mhm.
And then when I asked further, I was told that he's a Kikuyu.
Mhm.
And then when I asked further, I was told that hao watu ni wezi. And then I asked myself, so does it mean that Kikuyus are thieves? That is what I was told.
Yeah.
And again, I was also told that hao watu wanakata watu na panga. You see?
Mm.
So me, I grew up having this mentality that the people from the Mount Kenya region watakukata na panga, and at the same time ni wezi. So
Mm.
when I came to Nairobi, that is after high school,
Yeah.
lucky enough, I went to a campus in Kiambu County. That was in Ruiru.
Mhm.
So that was my first time now interacting with the people from Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
When I went there, I was actually astonished. I would say I was flabbergasted because the people that I met were some beautiful ladies from Mount Kenya regions. They were very brown. You know, when when you're coming from those sides, you'll not see very brown ladies. So when I came here, I told myself, huh, then these people are lying to us. We are seeing beautiful people who reasons, people who like would speak in Kiswahili, in English, na tunasikilizana. So I would ask myself, then where was the lie? I think the culture or the way we've been brought up also as a country, it really matters.
Mm.
When I interacted with someone from the Mount Kenya region, they told me the same thing, that they were told that Luos are not good people, that they will sijui watakurushia mawe. And again, I don't know, some funny things. And you know, when you're growing up as a kid and someone installs such kind of thinking in your mind, you'd
Mhm.
grow up believing that that is the truth. Because the people from Mount Kenya also thought that ati watu wali sign some treaty, wengine wakakunywa damu, wakaapa ya kwamba hawatashirikiana na hao watu kutoka huku. And some of them are keeping idolatry. So we need to walk, because when we walk, when we interact, our minds get opened. Like
Mm.
it gives us a leeway to understand that hii cocoon yenye tumewekwa, when we don't walk, inatuweka tukue too more tribal. People who have walked in this country, the level of tribalism in them iko chini. So we need to walk, tunafaa kutembea, tujuejue vile vitu zinaendelea, then it will open our thinking capability as well.
Obura.
Yes, yes.
Kuna mtu somebody anakuchokoza, anasema kwamba wewe ulienda ukaona mali safi. Okay,
It
so
is kusema ukweli, mi wengi wao ni mali safi. I can't deny that. So you know, me when I came, as much as niliona mali safi, in my mind nikiuliza anatoka wapi, anatoka Mount Kenya, in my mind nilikuwa najua anaweza kuwa ni mwizi, anaweza ni chapa na panga. So this kind of things we need to work so that we get to understand
yeah.
where other people are also coming from. We
Mm.
need to work so that we also get to understand their reasoning, because from my understanding of when I interacted with them, these are very nice people.
Yeah.
I have most friends from Mount Kenya region who are very nice people, and I can tell you, this negativity that we have as a country, we need to get out of it.
So this is my take, and I will be very brief, and then uh, Miguda will talk about the press that was given by the ODM chair lady about the Rigiji, and uh, Makubura too will give his thoughts. Then we will have to end the show, because I know Makubura, you coming with the show at around 10, right? Or you're still going to see on what to do?
Yeah, we are planning on that. Once we have it, I'll, of course, we'll post.
Okay.
Should there be any change, of course, our viewers would be notified of the same.
Okay, thank you so much. And if you're joining us for the very first time, kindly please be part of the family by just subscription, share, like, and comment to this channel. And we are also very, very, very much grateful for your support. Gypsy O'Connor, thank you so much for being with us in majority of our shows, and all of them, not even majority, that 99, 100% of them, you've been always be with us, and we don't take it for granted. So my thought is about the our point of departure, especially to where we are, is the leaders that we have. Yeah, those are the people who are pushing the tribal card very, very well. They know, because it benefits them in their politics, because tribal card is a very sensitive and very emotion, you know, uh, emotion statement, and it has always been played in Kenya for the longest time, So right now you will not get part of it, but if you wait until we have that octane, high voltage politics, you will see how we thrive on our tribe. And we say, like, sisi kama jamii, unajua tofauti ya sisi wa Kenya na wa Tanzania ni kuwa sisi sana sana tunatanguliza kabila yetu mbele, lakini Watanzania wanatanguliza inchi. Sisi kama Watanzania, na unapata salamu yao inakuwa na kusalamu, alafu lazima baada ya salamu lazima jina la Jamhuri ya Kitanzania. Mimi na wasalimu katika jina ya Jamhuri ya Tanzania. Unajua, like, they will always have to put their country first in everything that they do, which is not as us. Us, even like when tender comes, somebody thinks about himself. We don't think about our country. So the country of the people who are in leadership overrides their interest usually overrides the country. And since they know that, so what they usually do, they will use emotional manipulation of the voters through tribes, and so aliiba hii, so alifanya hii, huu ni ukabila. Anyway, so as voters, it is incumbent upon ourselves to see who is the best person who cannot push the tribal emotions, especially during the politics. Miguda, you wanted to say something about Her Excellency Gladys Wanga on calling the press immediately after the following day. I think she did the following day, and talking about Gachagua. Yet, the funny part, before you come and weigh out, the funny part of it is you're castigating a president, a deputy president, of being the president. But in your country, there are those projects that were launched. Have they even picked? Kwa kaunti yako, do you remember there was a time the High Excellency launched a mill like somewhere in Gwase, whereby they call it Mokwa. Ile project ilienda wapi? Did you see that? Is still existing.
That
It is as dead as dodo.
that was a stupid. That was
Yeah.
a stupid project whereby they were just trying to bring it up. Because if you remember their timing, they were trying to confuse the people's thinking.
How?
You remember that time? What was happening was that there was no enough maize of
Oh.
flour, so they were trying to bring that so that they would lie to the people of Kenya that, oh, the people of that region, that, you know what, this is the one that is now coming from us. This one has been blessed by one Raila Amolo Odinga, so this is
Our
the right
region
one.
our
It is
region has
cheap.
a made production.
It was actually, it was just a marketing whatever that they were trying to do.
Na
It
leo
has
hii
really, so far it's not, we are not seeing it.
eh,
Alafu, I can see my good friend here was saying that when I came to Ruiru niliona mali safi. Uh, that's a fact. It is a fact because you
wewe
know
ulikuwa umezoea kienyeji nyumbani.
hakuna mambo hakuna mambo ya kienyeji. Okay, the truth of the matter is, let's just be honest. It was my first time coming to Nairobi, and then I was taken to Kiambu County in Ruiru. So you know me, I was used to seeing people with melanin, strong melanin, just like mine. When I went there, I saw people who were looking like Wahindi, like their skin, most of them were brown. And then I somehow got confused because I was now asking myself, these are the people yenye tuliambiwa ni wezi. Hao watu ndio tuliambiwa wanaweza kukukata na panga. So it was a little bit tough to maneuver. But
Ukasema
along the way, when I started interacting with these yellow people, I realized that maybe it was a plan that our people were they were trying to confuse us so that we don't go for these beautiful people.
or did you call back code and say, "Ma'am, mimi niko international, niko na wazungu
Yeah,
hapa."
I had to call back and confirm from our people, the likes of Miguda. I had to confirm, but the good thing, Miguda alikuja Nairobi mbele yangu, so
Eh,
already alikuwa ashaniambia huku kuna watu wanachanganya watu, lakini ni sawa. Nilipoenda Meru pia huko ni kama nilichanganyikiwa, lakini Yesu ni Bwana, alinirudisha nyuma.
yeah.
Nikaelewa ya kwamba we are coming from different culture and we should embrace each other. And this actually, the problem that we are having as a country, if this negativity, if we were taught the right way, if you were taught that we are Kenyans,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, most Luos, people from those the Nyanza region, they would come to the mountain region because they like yellow people. They would, in that kind of intermarriage, would actually solve the issue of tribalism and the negativity that we are seeing. Because it is so wrong, someone growing up to the age of adulthood, 18, but without interacting with these people, they still believe that there's something wrong. It was wrong to an extent that back home, if you are in a relationship with the people from those side, you would be told ati unataka uletwe huku ukiwa sijui namna gani. So this fear that they are selling to us as Gen Z, sisi kama ma Gen Z tumeamua round hii we are going to be confused by tribalism. Round hii tunaamua ya kwamba mahali hizo mambo zitatupata, hapo ndo tutaanguka nayo, hatuendi kuogopa.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. And those who are joining us right now, we really appreciate you. You can join, be part of the family, and be part of the discussion at Brother Benson through. Just go to the subscription, finya hiyo inaitwa hiyo kengele na usubscribe ukue, so tukiwa tunaleta show unaweza kuwa katika mazungumzo ambayo sisi tuko nayo, na sana mazungumzo yetu huwa inahusiana na mambo ya uongozi na pia na mambo ya tuongee tuone jinsi gani ambayo sisi tunaweza badilisha uongozi wetu, na sisi wenyewe pia tujibadilishe, tukuwe na uongozi ambao inaweza katusikiliza sisi na pia tunaweza sikiza hiyo uongozi, kwa sababu ukipata nchi ambazo zimeendelea sana, hizo nchi ni uongozi ndio inafanya nchi inaendelea. Tukiwa na uongozi bora, uchumi haitakuwa mbaya. Tukiwa na uongozi bora, tutakuwa tunapata afya, tukienda kwa hospitali hatutakosa madawa, mambo ya kuenda shule haitakuwa na shida sana. Lakini tukiwa na uongozi yenye si bora, tutakuwa na shida sana, na hata kizazi ambako kinakuja kitakuwa na shida. So tunawarai tu kama Wakenya wenzetu, tuzidi kuzungumza na tuzidi kupatiana maarifa, kwa sababu mimi naamini katika dunia hii hakuna mtu ambaye amekamilika. Kila mtu aliumbwa na mapungufu na madhaifu yake. Kuna wale ambao Mungu aliwabariki na akili ya kusoma, na kuna wale ambao Mungu aliwabariki na kuongea. So ukipata mtu ambaye amesoma, ambaye labda anaweza kuja na maarifa mzuri, na wewe pia wewe uko na ile ya kutekeleza, itakuwa ni mzuri sana. So ni kuongea tu na tuongee. Kuna siku tukiwa na mazungumzo bora, kuna siku pia tutapata vitu bora, lakini tusisahau kujirekebisha pale sisi ambao tumekosea. Hata viongozi wetu pale ambao wanakosea, tutawarekebisha. Asante sana. Kama unaungana na sisi kwa mara ya kwanza, kuwa mwanafamilia. So Miguda, wewe unasemaje kuhusiana na mambo ambayo ilisemwa na Gladys Wanga?
Yeah, Brother Benson, yes, I was to come in. Thank you for this time. What I could say is that people like Gladys Wanga, they should stop being sycophant, or they should stop being used by their political kings, because, you know, people like Gladys Wanga are, Brother Benson, in 2017 after elections, they identified their enemy, the people of ODM, and they told us that they painted Ruto with corruption, that Ruto is corrupt, though he is corrupt. And they also painted that Ruto is a murderer. Of course he is. So they identified their enemy and they opposed Ruto up to 2022 at the ballot. So today they are working with the corrupt guy, they are working with the killer, and they are calling Ruto saint, and they refer to Rigathi Gachagua as...
Do you have a proof of what you are saying, that you have a proof?
I have a proof. Brother Benson, Marco Bra knows me. I don't just speak from hot air. If you go back to these clips, you are a people, you access informations. Go to radio, go to Ramogi, go to Radio Namlolwe.
Yes.
Or go to Babu Sowino page. Babu Sowino being interviewed with Amimo. Babu Sowino said that in Luo, that he was asked, can you work with William Ruto? Now he has 140 MPs in UDA and you people have 80 MPs ODM. Can you work with Ruto? Babu Sowino responded that we cannot work with William Ruto because already we have painted him as a corrupt guy. We have painted him as someone who is a killer. Therefore, working with him, we will watch him. Therefore, we are not working with Ruto. Let us stick with Uhuru. Uhuru will give us this thing. I quote Babu Sowino, and it's my friend. That's how they said. You can go and check that claim. And today, Raila Odinga said that you are saying Ruto must go. What next? So it means Raila said Ruto must stay. So it means that they castigated William Ruto as a corrupt, as a killer, though he is. And today they are telling us he's a saint. So today they have identified an enemy, a potential enemy, Rigathi Gachagua. Now they are calling Rigathi Gachagua as a tribal leader. They are profiling him as a tribalist. It means going forward, ODM has these bad manners of coming into people's war. They were supposed to leave Uhuru to fight with Ruto. They got into that war. They were disappointed. Today, they ought to have leave Ruto to fight with Uhuru Kenyatta. Gladys Wanga is calling press conference, castigating Rigathi Gachagua. So, if tomorrow Gachagua becomes the president, for instance, and they call Gachagua for handshake, so Gachagua will be a saint. So these bad manners of ODM, identifying a potential enemy, then they castigate that enemy, they blackmail that enemy. Then when the government is formed, they want the same enemy and they're calling him saint. That is a culture in ODM. So Gladys Wanga, being the chairperson, is not an exception. He must follow the culture of that party. The culture has been find potential enemy, attack him or her, form government, then after joining the government, you watch that enemy, he become a saint. So going forward, I think Gladys Wanga, by calling a press conference and castigating Gachagua, is a simple tactic and the tradition in ODM.
Okay, thank you. Do you think like the ODM or the chair lady missed a point? Because if right now, let's just hypothetically, as what he said, like now we are in a broad-based government, and during the for major maandamano that we've the especially the areas that are controlled by ODM, people have gone for maandamano, and so many young people have ended up losing their lives through the maandamano. Was it this could be the perfect time that you can ask for compensation, even though I know compensating life is not easy, but like that just justice instead of castigating what is happening between two people who are not agreeing on maybe on issues in terms of leadership issues or management issues.
Competition have never been done in this country. And just take it back from 2007, don't go far. Uhuru Kenyatta and the Ocampo 6 were acquitted, but the victims were never compensated. Leave alone lives, even the properties which were destroyed, no one was compensated. Therefore, in this rift between Ruto and Rigiji, the ODM ought to have be with the people and demand for the compensation of the lives that were lost, properties that were destroyed, and also demand for justice. But with them, just like ordinary politicians, they saw an opportunity where they can form government and they can chart their way going forward, which is very normal in politics. So,
but
the issue of
sorry to cut you short, as you combine it, just to wrap it out with the, because you remember when the president was in Kisumu, this is what he said, that anybody who has information of anybody who might have died or might have been abducted during the maandamanos, not only even the one that happened with the agencies, all of them, they should provide the president with the names. But now, instead of doing that, like I thought, like it could be very wise for her to say, okay, now this is the press that we are calling. These are the names that we are forwarding for president. These are the people that who had this. But now they are coming for that. What does that one tell about the kind of leadership they have?
I think we should distinguish between politics and action. Most of
Yeah.
the politicians do just make hot airs. They don't mean it. There's no action, because even Orengo himself pronounced himself. I think I'd say that nobody, including Raila, should join this government unless the victims have been compensated. Orengo was seen taking some shots of photographs with Raila. He was the first person after Mbadi was sworn in as the CS for Treasury. He went to see if he was at homecoming for Mbadi. So it means, let us distinguish between politics and action. The fact that I've said something doesn't mean that I'll act on it. That's how politicians work in this country. The fact that Ruto said, they will never act. Remember the BENSON, crimes against humanity. And the case was at International Criminal Court, ICC. It was crimes against humanity. And today, there is no compensation. So the fact that though life is life and crime is crime, but the mere fact that the president said in Kenya that he will compensate the victims, does it mean that he is going to do the same? And yet, him, when he was a suspect of the Ocampo 6, he never did that. So I think we, the people, should distinguish between politics, what they say, and the actions of our politicians. Most of the politicians do not mean their word. They're just speaking, they target their audience. He was speaking in Kisumu. You look at the audience who was in Kisumu, because Kisumu people were demanding justice for the victims. Now he was trying to please the people of Kisumu that as a president, the buck stops with me. I will take charge if you bring for me such cases. When he goes to Mount Kenya, he's going with the Bible. So you can distinguish who is the kind of a person we have as a president.
Okay, thank you so much.
I totally.
Let me drop. Then continue with the Biguda.
Okay, fine. I am in total agreement with what Mr. Miguda said. I would compare ODM to an hyena. ODM ikiona nyama mahali, they don't care what is going to block them. They only care about what they are going for. We've seen ODM behave like an hyena, that's a fact. They also behave like flower girls. Flower girls, most of the time, they are at the mercy of the bride and the bridegrooms. When they're told to dance this way, they will dance a specific way. So ODM has not, as much as they tell us that they fight for the democracy of this country, as much as they tell us that they are very much concerned about fighting for the rights of the people of Kenya. The truth of the matter is, we've not seen them really doing that. What we've seen from ODM is cutting deals, getting into governments that they've never formed, and then trying to even destabilize those governments. We saw that in the last in the last regime, and the reason why ODM did not even get to power in 2022, it's because the people of Kenya said that ODM was part of that government. All the problems, all the negativity that we saw in the previous government, some of it were perpetrated by the ODM guys. We've also seen the same. They got into this government. Instead of giving solutions, instead of ensuring that they fight for the rights of the people of Kenya, instead of seeking for justice of those who died while demonstrating, they're not doing that. Instead, what they're doing is they're focusing on getting more opportunity in the government of William Samoei Ruto. And this is contrary to the thinking of the people of Kenya. So I think as a people, we need to be very careful to an extent that we need to be careful as a people and ensure that we are listening to the plight of the people, listening to the needs of the people. If ODM was listening to the needs of the people, they would not hold a press led by their chair lady to tell the people of Kenya that the UDA side is doing what is right. They would not have held a press to castigate the deputy president, because it is not their role. They are opposition. And the role, if they've failed to perform their role as the opposition, if the deputy president is doing it, then there's no problem. The deputy is simply falling into a gap that has been left void. So my opinion in all this is that it was wrong for the ODM party to come up and hold a press, try to sanitize a government that is not listening to the people, a government that does not respect the constitution, a government that does not respect the rights of the people, a government that has not even compensated all the properties that people lost, government that has not investigated what caused the death of more than 50 young Kenyans who are just out on the street, reminding them of their responsibility. So it is so unfortunate from where I sit that ODM had the guts of getting out to sanitize the government of William Samoei Ruto, a government that they should be opposing with facts. Mr. Miguda, if maybe you have something to add on that.
My something to add on that is that I'm just reiterating that we should stop this bad manners of, as a politician, and you call yourself a leader who is leading the people, who should have dignity, and also who is inconsistent with the article, with chapter 6 of the constitution, that leadership and integrity. It is not a good manners as a leader that you look at an opportunity even at the expense of the people's lives, when people have died, and you are the party purporting to be the Democratic Party and a movement. I don't think that is a good move by the party of ODM. Makobura, I think after saying that, my last thought is to our viewers. We are very grateful for tuning in. Thank you so much for viewing, comments. Hello, everybody in the comment section. This is Brother Benson Media. Kindly subscribe, share, comment. You can like, you can give us thumbs up. Also, those who have given us thumbs down, we are very grateful. See you next time. For now, bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Allow me also to acknowledge Judith in the comment section, Eric Ayaga, thank you so much. Mike Onyango, thank you so much. Linda Kanini, thank you so much. Silas Diambo, thank you so much. Gypsy Corner, thank you so much. Richman, thank you so much. Tilen, thank you. Martha Njeri, thank you so much. Brenda Obedi, thank you. Asanteni sana kukuwa na sisi. Kilonzi Aaron, asante sana, karibu. If you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe so that you be part of the family. Laban Misiani, asante sana. Naona hapa dadangu Judith anasema ya kwamba Kiswahili yangu ni chache, lakini nataka kumkumbusha ya kwamba mimi ni Mkenya na naweza kuzungumza kwa ufasihi sana lugha hii ya Kiswahili kwa ufanasa na zingine. Hizo zingine nitakumbuka baadaye. Yeah, so for the time being, allow me to close the show. We are very much grateful. If you're new, kindly like and subscribe to Brother Benson. If we'll have something to discuss at 10, we'll of course post and maybe you'll get a notification. Thank you so much and bye-bye. Have a good evening, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a blessed night. Thank you and bye-bye.